every time they bring, the media brings up field events, coaches in Jamaica, my name has never been called in the mix.
On a fantastic massage therapist in London, back in London.
Good
She was, I don't know, the best answering on my massage I've ever received throughout my 6-year career. The lady was so awesome.
Tajay, how difficult was the decision to leave MVP?
It wasn't difficult at all. It was.
Hello and welcome to another episode on Sports Chambers. Well, last time we promised you an interview with Tajay Gayle, the 3-time World Championship medalist, and his coach, Kerrylee Ricketts, and we are going to deliver on that promise today. But before that, I just want to say thanks to everyone for the overwhelming support we have received following the posting of our first video looking at some transfers in high school track and field in Jamaica, mostly focused on some big names leaving from Calabar and St. Jago to Hydel, Jamaica College and Kingston College. If you haven't checked out that video yet, then hey, go and do just that, especially if you are fans of any of those institutions, because there might be some gains or losses depending on which side you are on. So go ahead and take a look if you haven't done so already. So yes, continue to share, continue to like, continue to subscribe, and we promise that we will continue to get you some wonderful content. Let's get into today's order of business then. A conversation with Tajay Gayle, 3 times a World Championship medalist, and his coach of 1 year, Kerrylee Ricketts. And this was an interesting interview because it's not often, as I said last time, you get the opportunity to sit down with athlete and coach. And one of the things we were able to see was the dynamic, the chemistry between the two. And for me, that was quite enlightening and wonderful to see. Tajay spoke a lot about why he left the MVP track club, why the significance of the timing of him leaving the MVP track club. He speaks about his current relationship with the world-renowned coach Stephen Francis, who heads that MVP group. He also gets into some of the issues he had in 2025 and how he was able to manage those injuries in getting ready for the World Championships and ultimately winning a silver medal. And for Kerrylee Ricketts, we learn a lot about him because we know of him as coach of Shanika Ricketts, his wife, a 3-time global championship medalist in the triple jump. But how much else do we know? Not many individuals know that he coached at St. Elizabeth Technical High, Manchester High School, before moving to the University of the West Indies, where he coached, among others, Emmanuel Archibald, the Guyanese record holder in the long jump and the 100 meters, 8:22 and 10.09, his lifetime best performances. So there is that. And then he is back at St. Elizabeth Technical now and also working with the Bethlehem College program. So yes, a lot to learn about him as well. The first thing they spoke about though was the pressure coming into the 2025 season, having left a club as massive as the MVP group. Were they feeling pressure to deliver something special at the World Championships in Tokyo? Let's start with the coach, Kerrylee Ricketts.
Well, I mean, very, very important. I mean, when you think of what Tajay has done in the past and where the camp is coming from, so when you get an athlete of that caliber coming to your program, it's like you have something to prove without even have something to prove. But people expect the expectations that you have. It's like, he can't fail. He has to do well. So to actually see him on the podium, trust me, it felt great.
Yeah. For you, Tajay, how important was it?
For me, really, I'd say it's the same thing. I have something to prove, because leaving the camp, I was a bit nervous, trying to figure out what life would be outside of the camp, because, I used MVP. They basically take care of everything for you, so now you're in a world where you have to do everything yourself. But, I've always been by myself since forever, so that's nothing new for me. So it was a challenge, and I like challenges.
I know my capabilities, and I know my coaching strength. And funny enough, I mean, I shared this with Tajay when he first came down to St. Elizabeth. I have been analyzing Tajay's video from 2019. I have a coaching app on my phone. So from time to time, I just download everybody's technique, break it down. Sometimes I use it to advise some of my current athletes. So basically, I've been identifying what I could fix with Tajay to get him, back to where he was. Pressured, no. I mean, I know I had my work cut out for me, though, but I wouldn't say I felt pressured.
Tajay, how difficult was the decision to leave MVP?
It wasn't difficult at all. It was basically an agreement between me and the coach, like, it's time for us to move on type
Stephen Francis.
Yes, so it wasn't really a bad I'm out, gone kind of business. So me and him kind of still cool. I would still talk, we see each other. So it wasn't really a bad. It was just, okay, coach, it's time, and I guess, and he obviously agrees. And initially, he was the one who suggested Coach Ricketts, but I was thinking to myself, Coach Ricketts is a long jump coach. So I need speed as well. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I could go to Miss Osborne for the speed and Coach Ricketts for the jumps, like a double thing. But after I spoke to him on the phone, he was saying, no, man, I can do everything. I was like, okay, let's do it. And then so let's make the move to St. Elizabeth, Then I have to leave town. I was like, okay, I can leave everything behind by myself, and it's very peaceful. So I have more time to think and more time to focus on what I can do and improve on. And that's what I did.
Yeah. Was that initial discussion with Stephen difficult? Did you go to him? Did he come to you?
No, I went to him, really. I went to him. We had a meeting. Well, we spoke for about 30 minutes, I think. And I guess we both agree. And that's that.
Yeah. Coach, were you surprised when you got the call?
You know what? So I was sleeping. Shanika wake me up. Like, wake up. I was like, what's happening? Guess who messaged me? And I was like, who messaged you though? And I was like, oh, Tajay. So
Tajay went through Shanika.
Yeah. So
Instagram, never.
So yeah. So when I heard it, Tajay, I jumped up. I was fully awake immediately. Cause like, whoa. But funny enough, I could actually feel it coming. I mean, I've had thoughts of that before. As I said, I've been like watching his videos, analyzing videos. I was like, yeah, if I get to coach this youth, these are the stuff that I could fix, and things of that sort. So yeah, man, I was pretty excited. So I think, yeah, all right, send my number.
Excited for real, man.
Send my number. Yeah, man, and we talk. Cause you know what, for a long time, I always looking for somebody like outside of Shanika, to trust me, to guide the career. So I took that with open arms. Yeah, I was excited.
I remember you have said in the past that if you get the right talent outside of Shanika, that you feel you could produce at the very highest level. So I guess when Tajay came, it was like, this is the opportunity.
Exactly. And I think the world still haven't seen the best. I mean, if you all agree, 8:34 in February?
February. Gibson,
yeah, that was awesome. And that was just basically both of us testing the waters and thinking, all right, let's just see what we can achieve. So once we got that, we knew what we could have achieved at Worlds. Had it not been for, injury setback. Because if you think about it, in the middle of the season, he did nothing, was out with hamstring, grade 2 strain. And then to come back at Worlds and went back up to 8-3, consistently. Trust me.
Well, technically 8-4 because we 20 meters behind the board. So
yes.
we'd accept that one.
Yeah. And we still could have, came over with a gold medal had it not been for, but then, as they said, it's like, coach, my hamstring still feels sore. So a lot of people don't even know that. Yeah. It was still out there. It wasn't 100% recovered. But, I'm happy.
Yeah. Tajay, how would you describe the first year with Coach Ricketts?
Awesome. It was a very awesome experience with not only Coach Ricketts, but Shanika and Iklin as well, and her husband. It was a very fun team to work with, very positive, everyone trying to make it. It's not a club where everyone think they already make it. It's a club where everyone's trying to make it, and a very positive vibe. And for me, it was very awesome because I like the piece, and I'm not a fan of the drama, you know, not really. So I like the piece, and I like the support that everyone gives. So it was a very awesome experience, and next year again.
Was it easy to move to St. Elizabeth, and have you enjoyed being there more over the hustle and bustle of the city of Kingston? Although Santa Cruz can be hustle and bustle sometimes.
I told you just now that since I come back from work, it's the second time I come out of my house, right? When me there at Santa Cruz, I see him concept. I don't go anywhere. I'm a house rat. I don't go anywhere at all. So it's training back home, food, training back home, cook. So it wasn't really a hustle. It was more like a peace when I went there. It's like a very peaceful neighborhood. I mean, and sometimes I was very skeptical because the house didn't have any um, wall or anything. It was just open, and I'm used to that yet. But it was very peaceful, and I really liked it.
I want you to talk to me about the year, though, in terms of the injuries, because obviously it wasn't all smooth sailing. As Coach pointed out, you had some injury issues. Was there ever a point where you were concerned, especially you didn't compete at the national championships? Was there ever a point where you were concerned, like, maybe I'm not going to make it to Worlds, maybe I'm not going to perform the way that I want to?
I mean,
or
this year?
this year, this year.
This year? No, 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 no.
I wasn't concerned because Worlds was around. I got hurt June,
June,
and Worlds was September. That was like 2 months, 2.5 months at best. And after speaking with the professionals and injuries and stuff, I realized that this take like 8 weeks at best to fix. And I myself, I'm not stupid, so I really do my own research to see what else I can do apart from listening to people who tell you what to do one bag of stuff we might mess you up to. So I follow a strict diet and a strict rehab program, along with strict massage and stuff that I found a fantastic massage therapist in London, back in London.
Brilliant
And
work, stay there.
she was, I don't know, it's the best answering my massage I've ever received throughout my 6-year career. The lady was so awesome. So I think after like the first 2 massage, along with the team, because there was a team, there was like a what's it called, chiropractor as well, and others, and they helped me, and they do like dry needle and stuff. But the massage itself kind of take most of the pressure and the pain off my hamstring. So I think like after massage the first day, like 2 days after that, I think I was able to start sprint, not 80%, but up to like 75 at best. And then after I continued, I was able to sprint more and more. And this man was nervous, so every time I sprinting, say, "You're good?" So I have to stop some of my time and say, go rest. Tomorrow we'll do it again. So, but yeah.
I'm interested about that dynamic, right? Because sprinting versus jumping and finding that balance in training. Obviously, as a jumper, you have to jump, but you also require speed to be able to jump at a particular level. How have you been able to find that balance? If you have yet found the balance, Coach, I'll start with you.
First of all, I am a sprint coach.
I thought you were a jumps coach.
I am a sprint coach. So I'm a UK athletics performance sprint coach. I'm a level 2 jumps coach. So I'm a sprint coach who have been in the business for a long time. So before I returned to Jamaica, I was in a part of a sprint group, which is the late Lloyd. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
man.
him explained to me
Yeah,
on the
so
phone too.
basically, that's where I learned my bread and butter came from sprinting. It's only when I came back to Jamaica, I went to States, and who I got into coaching jumps.
When
Funny.
did you come back to Jamaica?
2007. I was at States coaching the sprints. Milton Brown was the head coach there for the females.
girls program.
Yes, and basically, well, he's a distance coach. So I started coaching some of the sprints. Girls start running real fast. True story. Milton, don't mind me share this. Girls start running real fast, and Milton, all right, kids. Let me have about the sprinters. Milton, sorry, but yeah, let me have about the sprinters. We got nobody over jumps. Help me with the jumps, and that's how it started, really and truly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yes, I'm a sprint coach. I mean, I've won a lot. As a coach, I've won a lot of sprint medals as champs. Just a lot of people don't know that I am the person behind it because the head coach for whichever school is. Even at Stets, I mean, Rodiki Walters, 4th place in the class 200 meter. That's basically, Tajay will tell you. So I coach all my jumpers that sprint, I coach them both sprint and jump. And most of my jumpers, they started out as jumpers and then eventually become a sprinter. At UE was the same thing at UE. I mean, at one point at UE, I had the 4 fastest sprinters in the program. All of them was jumpers initially. Emmanuel Archibald, we went from 11:20 to 10:10:1 and 10:0. I mean, that's all my work. I mean, Tajay this year, you may not realize, had a PB in the 60 meter this season. So all of my jumpers, I coach them as sprinters. So in terms of speed work, everything is the same.
And Tajay, we've seen you kind of double with the 100 over time, right? Were you ever serious about it, and is that something that's still on your mind? Just remember, coach is beside you.
Serious? No. The 100 meter is too. It's too many people trying to be the best, you know. And if I try, I mean, I've not problem doing the work, but then the stress and the expectation that comes with, because you know you're carrying the Jamaican flag for 100 meter, then there's a lot of pressure come with it if you come anything but first, you know. The Jamaican crowd.
By the way, are you saying this or is coach saying this?
No, man, I say, man. You know, Jamaican crowd, them hard pan you when it comes to the 100 meter sprints, you know. So, for me, really, it was more like a transitional thing. If I get fast enough, can you do it? I just make a transition, but it was like a bounce back to back to back to back. And say, okay, got 100 meter required. I mean, I have the speed because if you check my long jump on the runway, my speed that I can go up to is almost as fast as like 100 meter guys, but 100 meter require a acceleration phase and a drive and all them stuff there.
Sustaining it over 100
so somebody I got least out of the blocks with me. So even me have the same speed at one point in the race with them gone already. So that's something we probably have to go work on, or my coach can work on at the beginning of the training or something. But until then, we just go on the jumps and then bounce back and forth.
I have to ask you this question though. Why was it time to leave MVP? Because it's not as if you hadn't had success, and we know you had some injury issues with the knee and so on, but why was it time?
Well, for one, I personally felt like MPP training was kind of getting too harsh for me. And I tried to explain it to the coach that I was having like a recovery issue. I mean, at the time I didn't know it was a recovery issue, but after doing my research, I could realize it was a recovery issue. So I was recovering fast enough into the next program. So today I come like say I'm doing 12 stride long jumps. Today I come and jump like a 7.5 from 12 stride. Consistent, and then 2 days later I'm jumping 6.970. I was like, what the hell is going on? So this goes on straight up until close to the world, you know. This is time when training getting lighter. So I PB'd at one point in 12 stride to 7.8. I was like, okay, going to 2020 world. I was okay, it was a good look. And then 2 days later I'm jumping 7.2, 7.1. I was like, coach, what the hell is going on? So it was a bit of a recovery issue. My body wasn't really adapting to the program anymore. And I was trying to explain to my coach, but it was kind of a we never really had eye to eye. So I guess we just call it quits, I guess.
Yeah. Coach Ricketts, do you feel as if you are underrated and that maybe you don't get the level of respect that you deserve?
Underrated. Internationally or locally?
Why the Jamaican? Let's start there.
Okay. I mean, I've heard, as I say, I've said earlier, I've heard, you know, every time they bring, the media brings up field events, coaches in Jamaica, my name has never been called in the mix. But for me, that's not important. What is important to me, I'm getting results.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, pretty much I think, sometimes I think I'm overlooked. For what reason, I don't know. If it's because I'm a countryman or because I'm a product of the UK and not GC. Or, I don't know. But for me, it doesn't matter. Once I'm getting my results, then that's it.
Yeah. You were born in Jamaica, right?
Yeah, I was born in Jamaica.
You left.
That as a teenager.
Yeah.
And then went up and came back as an adult.
Wait there. Underlooked, I mean, Coach Ricketts, how much medal do you have now? Like 5, 4?
Yeah, but it's even with the
I don't know how
medals.
much jump
Even
Coach
with the
of Jamaica
medals,
have
people still
more.
gonna be
And that's
overlooked.
international senior medals alone. Not
Yes,
talking
yes,
junior medals,
yes.
regional
Yeah, so I
medals.
can't
Yes.
say underlooked.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because like, having a conversation earlier, and with you, I've been like calling out some of the medals, and I think sometimes it doesn't even dawn on me that this is my portfolio, my coaching portfolio. So you're talking about from Carifta to World Youths to Panams, NACAC, Commonwealth, Worlds, Olympics. The whole, so local, regional, and international. But hey, it's all right. I mean, my results still gonna speak for itself. So if the main media, if people from the main media, the journalists and people on these programs don't want to call my name, it's fine. They're still gonna watch World Champs next 2 years, and they're still gonna watch Commonwealth next year, and they're gonna see more of my handiwork, and that's it. That speaks for itself.
Oh, World Indoors.
And world indoors, yeah.
World Indoors.
Yeah, but I think sometimes though.
That's all of them done.
Yeah, man, because we talk, I mean, and I think sometimes it really, it doesn't really hurt, but it's a bit offensive. That's probably the better word. And somebody said to me, "Oh, you didn't go to GC." I'm like, "Yeah, I went to GC to do massage therapy as a coach."
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a thing because GC cannot claim me as one of their product, and they are trying to insinuate that okay, if you don't go GC, you can't be a good coach. So I don't know. I'm not saying that that's what it is.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe I didn't study in Cuba and I studied in the UK. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
But sometimes I laugh. I mean, when I see like even clips of people on the main media group, and they're calling out coaches' name, or they're calling out people who have never coached somebody to even win a medal at champs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I just laugh. I just say, for me, my results will speak, man. Don't worry.
This year was the first time that you were selected by the National Federation to be part of a global championship team. Were you surprised at that call?
Not gonna lie to you. I mean, how I found out, it's strange. So I got a call from a particular individual, and he's like, "Oh, somebody asked him to call me to get my information." I was like, "For what?" And he said, just to need the information." So I'm thinking,
This was after trials?
no, this was before trials.
Before trials.
World Indoors.
So-
World Indoors.
so-
Early in the season.
Yeah, that was afterward because I was selected for World Indoors actually.
Yeah.
So that's when the person called me. So World Indoors. So I said, is it for World Indoors? And I was like, no, it's for World Championships. And then no, they called me again now and said, "Oh yeah, but you selected also for World Indoors." So I said, "What? My boss man, I get 2 trips this year." All right, good. But you know what? For years though, Ricardo, for years, you and I probably had a discussion about this. For years, I've been advocating for field events and the inclusion of field event coaches. And if anybody be honest, way before we even got Tajay won a medal, I've been out there knocking it. And I think that was probably some misunderstanding between me and the J3s where I think the current president, he and I spoke, and I think he understand that I have nothing against the J3s. I'm just passionate about jumps and what I do. And for years, we've seen where they bring a chose coach to work with the jumpers and a distance coach. And this is what all I was saying. Let's stop bring these coaches, man, just to fill quota. Bring jumps coach to work with the jumps. And I think the current president, I think he understands where I was coming from. And I think he has been, making a change towards that. Because this year, as I say, we had 2 jumps coach. We had one for vertical, one for horizontal. So, I mean, nobody can complain anymore and say, okay, there's chose coach, there's hurdles coach, there's 2 jumps coach. So I think, that's a job well done by them.
Yeah. Earlier this year, the whole Turkey incident, let me put it that way, where we had a number of athletes deciding not to represent Jamaica anymore. And a lot of people focused on the athletes. I remember your wife and one of your athletes, Shanika, was asked, and she said she had been approached. But it also got me thinking that if athletes are being approached, then maybe coaches are being approached too. Have you ever been approached? Not necessarily by Turkey, but by any other
Every year.
country?
Every year I turn on at least three opportunities. I mean, for me, it's not about a loyalty thing.
Yeah.
It's just a personal thing. I mean, if a country want me to coach the athletes, send them to Jamaica, but it's not the other way around.
You're not. And not even the type of money that they're putting forward.
Well, Ricardo, off the record, I can show you. Actually, I signed a contract to go to a particular Middle East country in 2022. Signed a contract.
Whoa.
I basically moved everything out from Kingston back to St. Elizabeth in storage. And that's how I end up actually, after I changed my mind, that's how I end up just staying down there and coaching at Stets.
You changed your mind after you signed the contract?
After I signed the contract. So I signed the contract, tickets and everything, bought and everything. And then who first gave me a little, so my father said to me, son, let me tell you something. Any country that doesn't have a Jamaican concierge or embassy,
yeah,
please don't go there. And then so that's one. And then the second thing was a new guy took over the Minister of Sports there
Yeah.
portfolio, and he's a strict Islamic person, and that would mean Shanika will now have to retire or call it a day because she now wouldn't be able to train in that country because they don't. At the time, they didn't allow females to train the track and field. So that was the game changer. And then afterward, I'm happy that I didn't go though, but the money was, oh man, the money was
What
good.
if you got a similar offer from, let's say, a country with similar weather like Jamaica, similar beliefs, and the type of money that you were getting from that Middle Eastern nation? Would you consider it?
In the Caribbean?
Well, it could be the Caribbean. Or it
I
could be
mean,
somewhere else.
I consider the Caribbean home because we live in Caricom.
Yeah.
So when I say I wouldn't leave, I mean, I would stay in the Caricom, but outside of Caricom, no.
No.
I mean, it's just like the NCAAs. I mean, every 2 or 3 years, even this year as well, I turn down an offer. I mean, almost every year I get an offer for NCs as well, but nah.
Tajay, what have you been up to since Tokyo?
I told you.
Just keep him forget. Sleep.
Since you started the interview, you told me before.
I told you during the interview and I told you before the interview that I've not left my house. I've been in sleeping, and sleeping. I have nothing to do really.
And I hear you learning to cook as well.
Yeah, and stuff. Yeah, and bake. Learning to bake as well, bake pudding and bread and all kind of stuff. But I also been learning to do electrical stuff.
Oh.
Well,
So
not
are
a
we
very
gonna
good
see
idea.
Tajay's bakery soon?
No, not anytime soon.
Does
Just me.
does that mean the baking isn't going well?
It'll go well for me. It'll go well for me. But the reason why I do it is because I can control the sugar content that I put into it, you get me? And I can also do it for fun and leisure, stuff like that. So, because since Tokyo, even up to last night, I've been waking up 2 a.m. and I have nothing to do at 2 a.m. So, what else to do than to try and bake something? So, yeah, that's why.
Yeah. How is your body feeling now that the season is over? And especially given that you had the injuries mid-season, are you now fully okay? Are you still rehabbing? What is that like?
Resting, my body don't feel bad. I just rest now and to get back into training. Going in back to training will probably do a lot more in terms of rehab on the hamstring especially. I think my quad get a lot stronger than my hamstring, which I think that was because of the hamstring injury. Because we did a lot of quad strengthening, but the hamstring eventually get way too weak for the quad, and I assume that was the reason behind the strain. But I would do a lot more work onto the hamstring. But my body right now is feeling very good. I feel like 23 again, honestly. Feel like 23 again. Feel like me being the rest, yeah. Because the season was a very, I mean, training hard and everything, but the body feel like it gone back to normal. Even my weight gone back to normal.
Yeah.
And now
I
what?
was about to ask you about the weight.
Yeah, it got back to normal because last year I was at like 174 going to 178. Between that, I was bouncing, and that was a very good thing for me. And the year before that, it was the same thing, but now it's gone back to the 164, which was back in the 2019 days. And if I eat a lot of food, it's still not go up. It could probably go 68 and go back at 64. I was like, okay, I guess my body kind of reset back in a way. So I think I needed this rest, and next year we're gonna take it on the hardest way.
Based on what you just said, it seems to me so you feel like 23 again. Sounds like you can probably go for another 7 to 10 years.
Only, I know. I mean, if I can do it, then yes. I mean, every scale or BMI test that I do, it says my body is at 24 or 25. Yeah, so my body age is very young. I don't do anything, don't drink, no smoke, don't go party. I was asleep or rest or play game. So my body kind of under good, and my mental under good thing. So I'm kind of good. I guess we can go 10 more years.
I don't want to put you under pressure, right? But the last person who publicly said that they don't go to parties, well, at least the last sportsman, about 20 photos then surfaced of them at parties. I hope that doesn't happen to you. But how difficult is that though in a world and in an environment where you see so many of the athletes going out and so consistently?
Difficult. I can't difficult as well. Even like hear about people them way there to let you. They can have all the fun them want and go party. Me watch a video them and smile. Yeah. Well, me not see I don't get a party. Like I don't know why. What would be the reason for somebody to get up and go run up and other people who sweat and turn up for almost 5 hours and listen music? Me can't. I'm not part of me can understand that, so I'm gonna do it. And I think that I got person to do it need that.
And this is how you've always been.
Oh yes. I mean, I've been to parties back in college days, but nothing what I can say. I really do. Like turn up, go for 1 hour, and then get bored and want to go away. And that's mad. I used to my friends them back in the days. But that's that.
Do you consider yourself a loner?
Very much, very much. I think I work best by myself,
And
cause
you've never felt the urge to change that in any way?
no, people annoy me.
Does it make him an easier athlete to work with, coach?
Yeah, easy because it's hard for somebody to try and influence him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's better that way.
Yeah. What does next year look like?
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year will be a great year. I'll tell people just make sure so you have a nice seat in your house, wherever the TV is and who's that in the stadium. Yeah, man.
So what's the focus gonna be? There's World Indoors, there's Com Games, but usually in a year like that, the circuit becomes even bigger.
Yes, man. And there's the Ultimate Championships. You're forgetting
Yes,
that part.
that's at the end
yes,
of the year.
yes, yes.
So yeah.
So there's nothing much to focus on, to be honest. So
We can take more risk.
So we'll take more risk next year, which is
take
it,
more
quite yeah. So yeah, man.
Can
But-
try new stuff and
Yeah.
and see what work I wanna
Yeah.
bring it into 2027 for Worlds.
For World Championships.
Mhm.
Do you look at numbers? So does the 869 still stand out in your mind, and do you go, that's something I want to get beyond? Because it was 2019.
Well, that's a part of the goal, yes, not the 869 itself, but I always talk to myself, even in the mirrors. I always want to tell young Tajay I'm better than him, you know. every chance I get, me want to show that look there's some better than him. So I think next year I try it again, and then when I do it, I make him know I'm better than him.
Coach, do you have any urge to increase the numbers in your camp? Right now you have Tajay, your wife Shanika, you have Tisana Hickling as well.
She'll be out for a while.
For a while, okay.
Yes.
So you have Shanika.
'Cause, I mean, I'm not at liberty to say, but yeah, she'll be out for a while.
Understood,
Yeah.
yeah.
Increase. Yes, I've been. A couple of athletes have reached out to me, both Jamaicans and non-Jamaicans. But let's see how that goes. If all goes well, yeah.
Yeah. Is there a place for a jump specific or a field event specific training group?
Yeah, I think there are. I mean, there always will be. I mean, if we look at even not just myself, outside of there's a Julian Robinson, who does fantastic, and he just does throws.
Yeah.
And you have seen this year the likes of Logica Cameron, who actually is a US based born Jamaican representative who actually came down and been working with him, and she has done fantastic. And this is the person who have given Jamaica Travis Smichael, Frederick Bakers, and even Chad at some
Chad,
point,
right.
and a lot more at Calabar. So based on that, yeah, I think we need more jumps and more shows camp, people specifically just looking at these. For me though, next season I won't be just doing the jumps. I have some sprinters that I coach at collegiate level at Bethlehem, and I think we're gonna start make some noise in the sprint. So
So you're looking to expand because
Yeah.
that seems to be the thing. High
Yeah.
school, tertiary,
yeah,
transitioning
Yeah.
into the professional setup. So it seems as if you're looking to do the
to
full
expand.
shebang.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so just a nice little umbrella, and Bethlehem and Stets, and trying to develop some individuals throughout as well.
So pretty soon you're going to be the one putting in the synthetic track in.
I'd hope so. If that happened, then hey, that'd be good. Yeah. I mean, touching space on that though, I would say Jamaica needs. So if somebody listening from the minister's office or whoever, yeah man, we need something done by Stets. I mean, for years we had Shelley and Fraser Price, the great, the legend, the goat, who at one point she trained down at Stets. I mean, nice grass track. I mean, Tajay loves it down there. I mean, everybody comes down there, love it. You know what I mean? But we need, I think, for a venue like Stets, you're talking about Western champs almost every year, and a lot of the track meets and development meets for both high school and like primary. I think we need something down there. I mean, for what we're doing down there in terms of, we can see a Tajay and a Shanika. Outside of Kingston and probably Spanish Town, GC Foster, we are the first group who's gonna train athletes to basically win a medal at the Olympics and at World Championships outside of, and you know what I mean? So I think it'd be good to see a synthetic track down there.
All right, there you have it, a conversation with Tajay Gayle, the three-time World Championship medalist, and his coach of 1 year, Kerrylee Ricketts. Really do hope that you enjoyed that conversation. I know I really enjoyed doing that interview, and I really do want to wish them all the very best. Not just Tajay and Kerrylee, but that entire group, which also includes Shanika Ricketts. I wish them all the best heading into the 2026 season and beyond. Again, remember, continue to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll continue to get you some great content. By the way, I know I've gotten a number of questions relating to whether this will be a track and field only channel, and the answer to that is no. Yes, I know that track and field will dominate the initial servings that we offer to you, but track and field will not be the only sport discussed on this channel. As I said in the first episode, we're going to bring you a variety of sports, and not just conversations and information like this, but look out, because we'll have lots of live content for you coming as well. So you want to look forward to all of that. So if you haven't already, tell a friend about Sports Chambers, because if you don't have this channel, if you're not subscribing to this channel, you are going to be missing out in the coming months, and you do not want to miss out on Sports Chambers. That's it for another episode. Thanks for watching. See you soon.